cloud here. All right. So Kate is our national, you're like our national recruiting manager, right, Kate? I don't even know what title you have. I'm so sorry. But I know that you're the one that makes everything happen behind the scenes and gets everything out to the people to get them onboarded. Kate is onboarding at navigatepower.com. So, you know, if you're out there, you're having a hard time signing a contract, you can't get a hold of me, you're not getting emails every day on the daily matrices, onboarding at Navigate Power is definitely where you want to send an email to. We do a lot through emails, guys, because we're very busy, okay? A lot of times your phone call is going to roll over. It's not going to get, you know, even to me sometimes till at the end of the hour or whatever, and we need to do a lot through emails because while I'm speaking to you right now, I could be seeing emails coming through our text, right, and taking care of those. So I'm gonna be quiet, and Kate's going to go through just the real simple process we have of onboarding a new person, what's expected of them, and then I'm going to follow up by going through like Navigate Powerdocs and what our whole brain of the company is, the back office, right, where we get all of our information. So Kate, I'm going to be quiet for a little bit, and I'm going to click through here. Kate, I'm actually going to go through the contract right here, and I'm going to bring up that email that you send for welcoming people to the team. Okay, but take it away, Kate. I appreciate it.
All right, sounds good.
Thank
you. So, yep, I got you.
Yeah,
can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah, I hear you. You're doing
all
good.
Right. Thank you so much, John, and good morning, everybody. So as John said, I am the voice behind the onboarding at navigatepower.com email. I'm kind of the support staff for the support staff here. So to go through the onboarding cycle, you guys will receive an email from Adobe DocuSign. It's going to have several attachments in there. Altogether, it should be around 21 pages. The first email you'll see is the Navigate Power contract, your direct deposit form, your W-9, your business card request form, and a little bit of training content as well. So as John opens this up, it's going to have a little welcome blurb in there also letting you know to fill everything out appropriately. This will be click and tab all the way through to execute those contracts. You'll receive a second email that will just be the Verde Solutions agreement. Verde Solutions is that 20% of net. The reason we have to send them separately is because we are two LLCs. So legally we can't combine all of that paperwork in there. Once you've signed and these documents have been returned to me through Adobe, you're going to receive a second email from me. It's going to have links to our training content as well as an overwhelming amount of information in there. That information is going to be a call to action. I'm going to request that you guys send me an email with the backup email you would like tied to your Navigate Power, as well as that 48-hour, you can see right now in the middle of the screen, you'll receive that separate email with your login information and have 48 hours to log in before that link expires. So it's very important that once you make that call to action on my end, you look for that email from G Suite to activate your email. If you have any other questions or trouble with your email, I'm the person to reach out to. I can help you set it up on your phone. Make sure you're logged in. We'll get you set up to receive your matrices emails for each state. So John, I'll give it back to you unless there's anything I missed.
No, it's as simple as can be. Can you share a little bit on this page here? So guys, really, in simplicity is you got to respond back to this email once you get it to get your email set up, right? You got to just tab back to it and, reply. And then Kate will set it up. It's your first letter of your first name, last name at navigatepower.com. And then you're going to get a link from G Suite, like she said. And for some reason, we're having some issues with this. And I don't know why, but we just are. And just, get through it. But this is the other one that I want Kate to talk a little bit about is logging in and Navigate Power. I'm going to go to it after we're done. Okay, but could you explain kind of what this part is here, Navigate Powerdocs, a little bit of an overview of that and what that does for the entire company, if you don't mind?
Yeah, so Navigate Powerdocs is our landing zone, is how I like to explain it to people. We put all of our content in there from supplier information, contracts by state, marketing content, training material, templates for pricing, templates for building up proposals, LOAs, LOEs. That is our landing zone for all information. Michelle, whom you'll hear speak later, also posts all of her recorded trainings in Powerdocs.
That's perfect. I love it. Kate, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. We're going to be hearing from some of the other staff later on today. I think Lily's coming on board here today, and obviously Chris is at 11, and Michelle is from Verde, so we're going to talk about that. But thanks so much, Kat. I really appreciate all you do for us, honestly, and it's a lot. So you have a wonderful day. So moving to Powerdocs, guys, I'm going to go through this with you. This is after you're all set up, you've gotten your email set up, and you need to know where to find everything, okay? Oh, by the way, too, Kate is also the one that sends the Navigate matrices, all right? Let me get back to that in my email. So every day, you can see them all right here. All these are my Ohio suppliers that I'm getting, you know, from a group of suppliers that they send. So I'm in an email group. So there's an email group that the Ohio people are attached to, and then there's, like, you know, there's Illinois, there's Michigan, and blah, blah, blah. But there's also a larger group where we get everything. I'm probably in that, I'm sure, because some people call me from Texas and need a Texas matrix, or somebody from Maine or something like that, right? So, you know, there's 19 states. We're a lot of these suppliers in all of them. Sometimes there's territories that go upside down and they leave, and it is what it is. But this you're going to get every day. Joe McIntyre, if you're on, you should finally be getting these today. I think we figured out what the issue was with that. We had you in the large group. We didn't have you in the smaller Ohio group. So I do appreciate that, man. I know we were worried about that. So anyway, so if you look in that letter that we welcome you right here, the password to get into Navigate Powerdocs is Navigate 2019, capital N. Very simple, right? So let me walk you through this. This is you know, anything you click on here, a box is going to pop up. I'm going to put in the Navigate 2019. Hopefully I spelled it right. And we're in. So here's the company. If you want to know how to contact everybody in the company, this is the front page. I put Navigate Power on. Channel managers is Brian Sicola, who just spoke. Alex Tallarico and myself are out of the Cleveland market. Alex is in Berea, has, you know, the Berea office he runs with Kate. Kate is here in Cleveland. I know a lot of you think she's in corporate at Chicago. She's not. She's here in Cleveland with us. And Brian Cox is out of the Philadelphia area. He's the regional manager for that entire part of the country. But here's where it's critical: points of contact, right? Lily Perez does everything that has to do with contracts and pricing and custom pricing and things like that, all right? So it's really simple. Obviously, it's pricing at Navigate Power. That's why I'm going to talk to you about how to navigate through your emails. You know, when you have your email set up, all you got to do is put in the first couple letters of where you got to go, and it pops up. Our company completely controls that. It's a G Suite product, which is for companies and corporations. And what's really nice about it is, you know, you can track things better with that G Suite product, right? Laura, she is the one that processes the contracts once they're closed and signed, whether it's coming through DocuSign, whether it's coming through your physical sign, whether it's, you know, written in hand, you know, it's hand filled out or whatever. She gets everything. We scan it back to her. I'm going to be going through that process later, okay, that entire process. Confirmations comes back from Josephina Alexander that it's closed. That product came back from Freepoint or Santana or whatever, and they show exactly the volume, exactly how many mils you're making on the deal, and then you do the math from that, okay, which we're going to be doing later, okay? Commissions, Marza. So Marza does a lot. She is entirely getting out tracking every single customer we have to your database that you submitted, right? She has a crazy job. So I have probably figured out 98% of all the issues you may ever have on commissions, because I get everybody's statement every month, right? And so call me first if you have a commission problem. If I can't figure it out, like some supplier didn't pay the last 3 months, what happened, right? I will shoot something to Marcia so we search it. I don't want to overwhelm that desk, okay? And onboarding is Kate Velatus, and she's our recruiting manager, and that's at onboarding.com. So that's pretty much the most important emails that we have in the entire company, all right? There are some others, but, you know, that's the Navigate side. Verde has a whole nother set, right? And I haven't introduced a lot of you to a lot of the team at Verde because we more or less just, you know, send our PIFs in, our project information forms for solar or LED and some of the other stuff that we're doing. But you're going to hear from Michelle you're going to hear a lot from Chris today about Verde. Verde's got a lot going on right now, a lot of really big time success with Walgreens and McDonald's and a lot of that stuff. So Chris is going to be talking about that in the 11 o'clock hour. So, but let me get back through some of this. Okay, so I'm in Navigate Power. I'm out there cranking out contracts. I need contracts for Ohio. I need some flyers. I need some case studies and all that stuff. So here's where this is all at. Let's talk about marketing and sales, okay? On the marketing and sales side, we have scripts and presentations here, and then we have case studies and marketing. When you go to case studies and marketing, you're going to get everything from Navigate Power on all these different industries. We picked a really good case study for, you know, country clubs, large manufacturers, cities, you know, schools, restaurants. You can see that here, right? And all the way through. Here's some lighting case studies for Verde Solutions. Here's solar, right? Here's some market leave behinds. Here's a dual market leave behind, Navigate Power and Verde together. I like this one. It's not my favorite, but I'm going to show you my favorite here in a second. But it is a really good flyer to explain a little bit of what we do, because you don't ever want to not talk about Verde once you close a customer or you're in the process of closing a customer. You do not. The way I approach a customer obviously is in a consultative approach where I'm just trying to figure out what in the heck are their pain points, right? What are their pain points, and what exactly does you may think that you have a product that's better for that customer than they think, but that's not their pain point, okay? So, it is what it is. But there's some really great flyers here. And my favorite by far is this one, is the Navigate Buying Power. It's been updated. If you look on here, it went from 30,000 to 35,000 businesses. That's over 75 to 80,000 buildings, guys, that we absolutely are writing business for. You're talking about 10 billion kilowatts of annual electricity usage, 5 million MCFs. That's ridiculous. I know if you're new, what is an MCF, right? It's a CCF. We're going to go over that later when we're reading the bills and stuff, which is going to start after this call, by the way. And then of course, over $1 billion in client energy spend. These are powerful because people say, well, are you just one of those local brokers that blah, blah, blah? I go, no, we actually have, written contracts for, Fortune 100 companies, Fortune 50. We have actually written some contracts for entire school systems, entire state churches. And I just go on and on. I tell them all the things that we do to, give us a little bit of creds, right? People want to know who you are if they've never heard of Navigate Power. So that's one that I pass out a lot. I carry at least 10 to 20 of those in my Padfolio every day wherever I go. I always carry a lighting. I always carry a solar flyer just in case somebody asks about it. We have a Spanish section that has a lot of stuff that's in Spanish. So this is where we get our information. And what's nice about it is, if you guys look at how organized my desktop is, my desktop, here's my agent docs, here's my flyers and handouts. So if I have to email a customer something, I'm ready to go. I can send it to them. I can email them. I can, obviously put something in there. I could send in something on what we do on the energy side, put a couple case studies in that, obviously relate to their company. Put in something on LED or solar to show the expanse that we do and some of the companies that we talk about. I have a really robust email I send to all my customers and all my recruits, even when I'm recruiting somebody to come on board with us, right? Because it explains both companies. It explains the customers that we're dealing with and blah, blah, blah. It has links, websites, and all that. So if you need that, email me and I'll get that to you guys also. All right. Now, the other part that's, once you're up and running, the other part that's very important is obviously contracts and market stuff, right? So obviously most of our team is in Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, and Texas, okay? We are starting to grow east pretty well too. So I just want to show you, like in Ohio, if I need electricity documents or contracts, all the way down here to natural gas, you have all these suppliers' contracts here. We are going to be doing an actual call after lunch on how to fill out documents and contracts. Okay, this is part of our responsibility. I love it. I actually download all these to my own desktop, and I make them where they're fillable. so I can just do them from my desktop. So I'm not handwriting something that looks a lot more professional when you're typing things in, obviously making what I call the contracts clean, right? And then you just get a signature from whatever. If you can take it in, which, you know, most places we can't right now, or you can go out there and obviously have myself or the company send it in e-sign. If you guys want to own your own e-sign product, you just have to get Adobe DC Pro, I think it's called. It's going to be about 20-some bucks a month, but it's worth it. Sorry about that. I had to do a little cough. So this is where all the contracts are. Okay, here's the natural gas. Now I'm going to snap back one page, and I'm going to show you guys under Navigate Power Sales and Contracts and Documents. This is where all the marketing material is for suppliers. This is where LOAs are, letters of authorization. An LOA is the document a customer needs to sign. The larger accounts, 1 million kilowatts and up, or if you're special pricing or custom quoting, you need to have it because it gives the history. It gives the entire history to the supplier. Okay, that LOA is for Santana to send into the local utility. So they can find out that restaurant group XYZ is using 1.1 million kilowatts a year, which would be a 3.3 million kilowatt deal in 3 years, and blah, blah, blah. And they get to see all that. They get to see codes. They get to see load factors and things like that. The LOE, which is, where is the LOE at now? Where do we put that at? I know we just made a new one too. There it is. The LOE is for exclusivity. This, I actually redid mine and put an end date in here because I like the customer to not freak out over this. The LOE is letter of exclusivity, which allows us to bid on that customer at that time period, okay? What I like to tell my customers that I send in a custom quote and it comes back from the suppliers. They say, listen, we need an LOE. There's another broker in New York trying to bid on this. So we have to get an LOE from the customer to compete with that other broker and have a time to price that, okay? Very simple. I actually get both signed at the same time. It's a must. Some of you are really good at getting that done, and we're going to talk about this later. Hold on one second. Of course, I start coughing today on a training, right? So, anyways, this is the brains, like Kate said, the landing pad for what we do for everything that's going on. I love it, and we'll see what's going to happen on that end of it. 1 second here. We got a bunch of people chatting. Okay. Yes, Steve. Yes, Steve. You can put your name and number on this flyer. If you have Adobe Pro DC, you can do that. Okay. Do supplier contracts change, or can they be printed in advance to have on file? Most definitely, Josh. You can have all the contracts if you want to take empty ones with you for your territory. So I send out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for like Ohio, which I put out there the best pricing suppliers, and you can have those with you, right? So, and yes, you can DocuSign an LOA and LOE. Most definitely, Steve. So good stuff. Appreciate it. Good stuff. I appreciate those questions. Yeah, and then I'm going to open up to at the end of this, guys, some Q&A from what we're going over, so I can get a lot of these questions answered. But this is the brains back here. There's announcements, things like that. We do update it every now and then. It talks about who we are, what our companies are doing. I mean, you have to look at this. Verde Solutions was 289 fastest growing in America, and Navigate was 550. These are incredible numbers. The only reason why I'm telling you that is not too many entrepreneurs have even, one company. Chris has two, and I believe our residential solar company is about to jump up in this. And if that happens, Chris will be one of only a very select few entrepreneurs in America that have 3 companies in the fastest growing 1,000. So that to me is that's where you're at. Okay. I'm going to let Chris talk a little bit about himself. It can go on and on and on and talking about him, but there's not too many people you're going to come across that is a quantum mathematician and builds a company like this and has a heart of gold, has that great, I call it the Midwestern spirit, a family guy. I mean, he's an amazing individual. You're going to hear him talk at 11 o'clock. He's going to be talking all about Verde, all about Navigate, all about what we did last year in 2019, and where we're headed, during this kind of this tumultuous shutdown of our country, right? And you need that. You need to have leadership like that. There's nothing. My background. I was in the Corps for a while, and I tell you what, leadership really is just a critical entity. You've got to have people who can lead. You got to have people who can grunt. Right? You got to have people, I was a grunt, right? You got to have people who can go out there and execute and learn this type of institution. I mean, we virtually today are going to teach you a trade, okay? That's what you're going to get here. There's a lot of you on here that are great at sales and other industries, but I'm going to tell you, the energy industry, look what's going on. We're signing contracts. Our company did, over $100,000 in profits just yesterday alone, okay, in sales. That's how awesome this company is during this downtime, because we figure out, hey, we can work from home. We can talk to our customers. We can call them. Think about it. A lot of these places that have closed their doors temporarily, they're bored. They're at home. You can get a hold of them, right? There isn't mayhem going around. Now, a company might be a little different. A company may be trying to, a corporation or whatever, maybe trying to kind of shoehorn in, a virtual system for their employees from home, right? I mean, I have my daughter home here from her company, which is a lending company for homes, and I have my other my daughter-in-law. She's home, and her company has to do with I can't remember, but I think it's insurances and stuff like that. So we're working. We still are working, and you got to make things happen. When stuff like this takes effect, and we're in a great position. That's what I love about this. So this is Navigate Powerdocs. I love it. I'm in it all the time. It is probably where I spend most of my time. I do download the most important stuff to my desktop, separate those files. Guys, get organized. Okay, stay organized. If you're going to do this, this is expected of you. This isn't something we play with, okay? It's expected of you. I've had people call me, they've been here for 2.5 years, and they call me and go, and what is that LOA again? And they've been here for like 7, 8, 9, 10 months, a year. And I'm like, really? I mean, come on, guys. We're professionals. Learn this product once, learn what we do once, and go out there and apply it. The problem with most human beings is they only apply things when they need to apply it instead of learning it and getting comfortable with going out there and doing business. The reason why I don't have to ask questions anymore is because I'm in the game, okay? I'm out there every day with customers and recruiting and closing the contracts, and you guys know what I do for you, okay? Behind the scenes, we do a lot of e-sign. I talk to a lot of your customers. I love closing customers. When I get on the phone with a customer, or I meet a customer face to face, I want you guys to have this type of posture that we are the best. We're the best. There's nobody else out there, okay? Even though there's a lot of competition, right? In my state, we have a company that, pretty much, I'm not going to mention their name, but they are a billion-dollar entity, and we go up against them all the time, and we win deals all the time. Sometimes they win, sometimes we win. I love it. It's competition, so you should be in that game, right? But I'm gonna end this call, okay? I'm gonna take some Q&A here real quick, and I'm gonna actually sign off here. Hold on one second here. Let me stop the recording. All right.